This video is about what is 20/20 vision. So 20/20 vision is just a fraction. It's called a Snellen fraction, and it's written as 20 divided by 20, which is the same thing as 1, of course. And it's written 20 divided by 20 instead of 10 divided by 10 or 1 divided by 1, etc. The reason being because you're always 20 feet away from the eye chart. So the top number here represents 20 feet. So here I have an eye chart. This is called a Snelling chart. And in the exam room, you're usually 20 feet. You're sitting 20 feet away from this eye chart. So let's say if you're sitting 20 feet away and you can read this line here. If you can read that line, it means that your vision would be 20 divided by 20. This is the 20 size line. Each letter it's about 9 millimeters from top to bottom. So from top to bottom of each letter is about 9 millimeters long from top to bottom. So if you're sitting 20 feet away and you can read this line, then your vision is 20 divided by 20. So the bottom number here represents the line that you can read, the size of the letter. Now let's say you're 10 feet away from this chart and you can read this line. So your vision would be 10 divided by 20 because you're 10 feet away and you can read this line here. This line, you can read this line and you're 10 feet away, so you're 10 divided by 20, which is the same thing, of course. It's 1/2, which makes sense. If you're 10 feet away and you can read this line, you can read this line. If you're 10 feet away, you can read this line. Your vision is about half what it would be if you're 20 feet away. You can read this line. So your vision is 1/2 of 20/20. 10/20, of course, is the same thing as 20/40. So you can convert it. It's just a fraction. It's called a Snelling fraction. Now the essence of visual acuity, the essence of 20/20 vision, is what's something called the minimum angle of resolution. So let's say you have a letter, a big E, looking at a big E in the chart, and you're sitting about 20 feet away. So this E subtends an angle. You have a right triangle here. So this E subtends an angle with your eye. This is subtending an angle, and the angle that it subtends with the eye is called the minimum angle of resolution, or the MAR. The MAR is just the inverse of the Snelling fraction. So if your vision was 20 divided by 20, your MAR would be 1 minute of arc. A minute of arc is about 1/360th of a degree. If your vision was 20/40, for example, 20/40, then your minimum angle of resolution is the reciprocal of this fraction, so it would be 2. 40 divided by 20, you take the reciprocal of the fraction, so your minimum angle of resolution is 2 minutes of arc. Which makes sense because if your vision was 20/40, your visual acuity is twice as worse as 20/20. As your minimum angle of resolution increases, then your ability to resolve letters decrease. So, for example, if your vision was only 20/200, let me move this down here. Let's say if your vision was only 20/200, your minimum angle of resolution would be 10. So that's a very large minimum of angle resolution. So a person who sees 20 over 200 has a vision that's 10 times worse than a person that sees 20 over 20. Hopefully this video helps you, and that's it.